All right. Good evening once again, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us this evening for the Hamlet of Caroline Area Structure Plan Kickoff. My name is Dustin Bisson. I'm the Senior Planner with Clearwater County.
Seeking bail while he awaits extra.
I'm just gonna ask that everybody please mute themselves for the presentation. We'll be fairly quick and short here. Before we get started, again, my name is Dustin Bisson, Senior Planner with Clearwater County. We have Dawson Connolly, our Development Officer. He's joining us as well virtually this evening. And I do see that we have Councillor Powell joining us as well this evening. So thank you again for taking the time out of your schedules to join us. I know it's a beautiful night out there, and you could be doing many other things. Dawson, can I get you to move the slides ahead? All right. So the tonight's agenda, basically, we're just going to give you a brief introduction and an overview to the project. Then we'll take some questions, and then we're going to do some mapping and sort of a workshop virtually with your help. And Dawson's going to explain that more in detail as we get to it. So, what is an area structure plan? An area structure plan is a document that ensures orderly and sustainable future growth and development in a specified area. This is done through policy and mapping to ensure that the proposed land uses are compatible with adjacent land uses. So, what is the purpose of the Caroline ASP? The purpose is to provide a framework for future development within and immediately outside of the current hamlet boundary, should the need arise. This document will serve as the guide for future rezoning, subdivision, and land uses within the plan area, should the need arise due to growth. So this is the project area that we're looking at. As you can see on the map, the red line is the existing hamlet boundaries. Those are very much based off of the old village boundaries. And then the area outlined in orange is the plan area that we're referring to. So this plan will affect the lands within those boundaries the most. This is a current land use map for the village of Caroline. As you can see, there's some agricultural land within the village, up in the northwest corner and sort of in the central portion of the community. There's some community amenity lands that includes the school, the curling rink, the hockey rink, as well as some parks and playgrounds that are located within the hamlet. The salmon color that you see there is hamlet commercial and mixed use. The light purple is hamlet multiple dwelling. The light blue color is hamlet residential, and then the dark purple is industrial lands. So the Caroline ASP process that we're following, phase one of the project was initiated back late last fall. And that was the project initiation and the public participation plan that was adopted by Clearwater County Council. Right now, we're in phase two of the project, which is the kickoff open house that you're joining us for tonight, and that we hosted on Tuesday night in Caroline. So what all that entails is we're looking for community feedback through the community survey that was sent out. We'll also be conducting some background research, and we'll also begin developing the land use concept based on research and the input that we hear from you folks that are joining us, as well as anyone else that provides their feedback. Phase three of the plan will be the preparation of the draft area structure plan. Once the ASP is drafted, we'll then go into an open house. We'll be gathering some feedback from the public during that open house. And once that's all completed, we'll make revisions to the proposed area structure plan. Once that's complete, we move on to phase four, where we will draft a bylaw for council's consideration. We'll host a public hearing, and then council will consider whether to adopt the bylaw or make further changes. So the next steps will be for you guys to complete the feedback forms and have them returned to the county office by February 8th. Complete the surveys online, or paper copies are available. Then we'll start the preparation of a what we heard report, and we'll develop the first draft of the area structure plan. So right now, I'd like to go ahead and move into questions if anyone has any. What I would ask is if you could just please raise your hand uh, by clicking the React button. You should be able to see a raise hand feature if you have questions.
If you do have trouble raising your hand, just unmute yourself and start talking.
Oh, hi there. It's Jay Steven calling on the east end in the commercial zoned area. Do you know, Dustin, if there's any plans for running the water out to those, I believe, 4 acreages that are in that commercial zoning? And if so, do you know when? Thank you.
I, off the top of my head, I'm not aware of that taking place, but if that's something that you would like to have considered, Jay, we can absolutely note that down.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Not seeing a ton of questions. Perhaps what we could do then is, Dawson, do you want to just give a brief outline as to how the tabletop exercise is going to work? Dawson?
Yep. So in Caroline, we did 3 groups and we all had the same maps. And what we did was have each group kind of lay out on the map what they would like to see in Caroline for more residential, commercial, or industrial. Obviously, that's going to be a little different here tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a whiteboard, and if you guys just talk and say where you want to see it, I'll mark it on the map and you guys will be able to see that.
Can everyone see the whiteboard that's popping up?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
So what people were thinking on Tuesday, they would like to see more residential and more highway commercial. So we have that marked on a map. If you guys want to just unmute yourselves and talk amongst the group of what you would like to see in between the red and yellow boundaries, that would be helpful for us. We're here to hear from you, and then we will use that information to create this document.
Is there any subdivisions already planned or planning to be in progress in the next foreseeable future, Dawson?
Outside, like adjacent to the hamlet,
Correct.
there's if a landowner wants to plan that, they can definitely come forward. As of now, there's nothing been applied for. And that's this ASP will kind of help guide that too in the future. So if somebody wants to subdivide their land closer to the village to create a few residential lots or highway commercial lots, this plan will help with that.
Okay, and just east of where the Napa is, uh, it's an open field right now.
Yep.
And I did hear something that there was possibly some commercial business and or businesses being proposed in that open area right there. Could you confirm that one way or the other?
In this area that I just circled,
Uh,
that would be just east of Napa.
yes,
And so the bulk fuel is just on the north side of that.
correct.
So, um, I haven't seen any plans for that. It could definitely happen. I do believe that those lots are already privately owned, and if my memory serves me correctly, those were the old Esso lots.
Right, right. Okay. No, I just had heard that there might be some commercial businesses of some sort. I don't know what, but I just heard that may be the case. But as of now, there's nothing on record indicating that. Okay. Yeah. That's
No.
all right. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, Dawson.
Hi.
So where the community amenity gray area is right now, could you document a request to consider the space south of it as potential future community amenity?
Where the ball diamonds would be?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then, so with the undeveloped area especially?
Yeah.
Yes. So is this, like this workshop, this counts as a documented communicated request? And
Yes,
Yes, it
you'll
does.
consider it? Okay.
I will print this or screenshot it and I'll have it with the other maps. We are recording this, so if I can't get that to work, I do have it on the computer.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I do see that um, I believe anybody can actually use your whiteboard, Dawson, and can write on it. Or so if there's anything that you want to use there and to color something in or circle something and make a note, we can certainly it'll be printed off that way and we can use that.
Um,
Another,
oh,
oh,
sorry.
go ahead.
I'm just curious for the in-person meeting, were there other documented requests for that to also become community amenity?
Yes, there was lots of
Okay.
people that wanted to see that stay basically as it is.
Oh, they specifically said stay as it is, or
Like
we could
expand
create
as
more recreational
m
opportunities.
more recreation. Like they don't want it to
Perfect.
go to residential.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you.
And then one thing lots of people did request was the lots beside the hub as senior housing. So that would be a multiple dwelling type to reserve that for seniors housing.
Yeah, at one point there was the understanding that that senior housing, I'm on the phone, sorry. Sorry, that that senior housing plan had extra space within it to provide an opportunity for the daycare to grow because it's in such high demand. I don't know if that's something you could also record.
Perfect. Thank you for those comments. Something that's not noted on this map that's before you, and it was part of the Village of Caroline Municipal Development Plan that was adopted back in 2019, is the identification of trails. there are trails listed in that plan. That is something that we will absolutely transfer over into into this proposal as well.
Good evening, everybody.
Hey, Brianne.
Hey, I just thought I would chime in. There was some really neat comments. There was lots of information on Tuesday. Um, I was thinking of that white space in the middle. That was kind of a discussion where no one could really figure out what it was going to be for. So if
The one
anybody
I
in here
just
has any
scribbled on?
ideas. Yeah, that one. There was
Okay.
everything from there should be a buffer along the east side. There should be a park. Should that be residential? Should it be some of it be commercial? So that was a conversation that no one really solved. So that was something that was interesting. Uh, I just thought I would chime in and see if that brought up any more conversation.
Yes, Afton here. For that, I think keeping things, as rural as possible, maybe a green space just kind of as it is for people to walk around and also to be a buffer between the commercial, depending on what gets put in the commercial areas there.
Okay, thank you.
And it would also be pretty close to that, like easy to connect, a walking path of sorts from the path that's already going to the heritage site there,
Yep.
the museum.
That was certainly something that we heard that was called for. I think pretty much at every table on Tuesday night was the upgrade of the trail system that goes from the to and from the museum and campground.
Nice. Yeah, and I do notice I'm part of Caroline Dance West, and one of the huge factors for all the kids at the school for all the recreation, which is the same as Trisha had mentioned, is a lot of the activities and recreation buildings close to the school, so the kids don't have to cross highways to get there. And yeah, the hub is definitely outgrowing itself. Curling rink, the arena, all that. So definitely
But I think,
agree
yeah,
with
we would
that.
love to keep the culture of it being a hub, right? It is the hub of activity. Keep it central there.
Okay.
And this plan, development plan, I know there's many things that need to go ahead of it, like the water and the sewer and all that. So is this like a 10, a 20-year plan, or is there a timeline on this?
So I guess the best way to answer that is really as demand is as I guess residential is demanded. So as growth is demanded, that's kind of how this plan will work. So no one's coming in and saying, "Hey, we're gonna identify these areas as future residential, and tomorrow we're going to walk over to that landowner and force them to designate to residential and start developing." That's not the case. It's very much into the future. Really hard to kind of get an idea of what the timeline would be on that. I do know the county does have it in plans. Public Works has it in plans to do some major upgrades to the sewer lines going out to the lagoon. And I believe the plan is to increase the capacity for the hamlet to be able to handle about 1,500 people in the future.
And
Um,
obviously,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, you can go ahead.
I was just curious. The last time I checked the actual population of the hamlet, I believe it was somewhere around 472. Just curious if you had a updated number of how many residents are in the hamlet of Caroline?
So the numbers that I have in front of me from the municipal development plan are they're based on 2016 numbers, but 512. So you're probably pretty close to those numbers if we took an estimate of about 500 people. Um, you know, obviously we have some things that we need to do as part of this area structure plan is look at potential population projections based on how the community has grown in the past. It's been pretty steady, I would say, over the last number of years.
Right, right. And that's kind of where I'm, as we all know, this province is just getting bigger and bigger. I don't know where we're at now. At least we're over 5 million, and it just seems to be getting bigger and bigger. And I even heard some reports that Alberta's population will surpass British Columbia's population in as little as 4 or 5 years. So that's why I was just curious about our population, if it's growing, and it sounds like it's a slow but maybe a steady increase. And as more people get into this province, it's going to push people out further and further. So I mean, eventually, I suppose there may be a ripple effect in even getting out to where we are as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Jay. And I actually heard the exact same stats. I believe by the mid 2030s, we will have a larger population than BC. Uh,
Yeah,
so I mean, at the end of the day, you're absolutely right. I think we're going to see a majority of that growth in Calgary and Edmonton and along the QE2 corridor. But certainly there will be some ripple effects, and it's better to be prepared for growth than uh, sitting around and I guess not not expecting anything to happen.
yeah, be a little more proactive than reactive, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, good. And
Um,
how was the attendance? I couldn't make. How was the attendance on Tuesday? Was it a good turnout?
For the afternoon session, I believe we had about 35, and then for the evening session, we were probably close to 20,
Oh wow.
around
Okay.
20, so it wasn't bad.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's
we heard some good feedback.
okay. Excellent.
I've got a question.
Sure.
So specifically for the community amenity area or an area that you are consistently getting the same requests and no opposition, no opposing requests to that area, um, how soon, I know you showed the phases earlier in your presentation, but how soon could, for example, the Caroline Ag Society start proposing actual projects in that area that comply with the community amenity?
So honestly, could um they could probably look at that right now. Um,
That
Currently, the village or sorry, the hamlet of Caroline does have a municipal development plan that's in place. Um, Really, what an area structure plan does is we're going to be taking a lot of those same things from the municipal development plan and put them into an area structure plan. But because that's still in place, and I believe looking at the maps from that municipal development plan, I believe it's identified as municipal or a recreational area um, back in that time. So I mean, we could consider growth in that area really at any time. It would meet that existing plan.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
and that quarter where the ball diamonds and stuff are, that isn't privately owned either, so it's not like you would have to go knock on a farmer's door and request the land.
Yeah, no, we were aware that it belongs, like in the amalgamation process, it now was very clearly all the counties,
Yeah.
not split between Caroline and the county. And so we just were eagerly awaiting this meeting to find out what your process would be so we could follow that.
Absolutely. What type of development are you thinking there, Tricia?
Various things, but primarily a agricultural focused building.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So bringing back the egg and the egg society,
Okay.
but it would be, yeah, very multi-use, definitely.
Okay. Thank you very much.
One other question, especially since you're planning for a growth up to, I think you said 1,500 people.
Yes.
Would there be the ability to save space for larger fire department, a police station, right?
Absolutely, there would be. Those are all things that I would argue could be placed on municipal reserve land on school reserve land. So every time there's a subdivision, uh, when land is subdivided in the hamlet, 10% of the land technically has to be set aside for municipal lands, municipal reserve land. Typically, those are for parks and playgrounds, but also for school reserves and things along those lines. So, um, you know, is there a spot that you could foresee potentially a fire station being located?
I think the best people to ask would be our local firefighters. What would be better for access, that sort of thing, right? Because it's quite sandwiched right now.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. And then how about a police station then?
Probably close to the bank and Caroline Supplies, the
Okay.
most hit up businesses in Caroline.
Sure. Okay. And there is some land in between, kind of along Main Street there that probably
Big empty lot there. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. And or possibly where I was mentioning earlier to the east of Napa, that whole open area there. Or mind you, that is privately owned land right now, is it not? I guess.
Yeah, it is.
On the south side of the highway, it absolutely is, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But north side, I mean, I believe
Well,
the
Those,
county owns some of that. So,
actually, I meant the north side, just
oh,
east of the Napa there. There were,
I believe directly across the road from Napa, like on the north side of 54 there, I think all of those little industrial lots are privately owned.
right. Right. Yeah, I believe you're right.
fair enough.
And that big lot you're talking about, just west of the supply there, it's actually been for sale for a while. But I just heard rumors, of course, that um, there may be some contaminated soil there from a previous site. Or have any of you heard that?
I heard that actually on Tuesday. I I I can't confirm it.
Yeah,
But I did hear the same thing.
you did, huh? Yeah, me too. So I just, yeah.
You can look up that information anywhere, Jay, if you look up environmental regulatory viewer, ERV.
Oh, okay.
There's now a map feature.
Oh,
It's
cool.
easier than ever before to look up that type of information.
Okay, and sorry, where would I just type in that?
Just Google
Yeah,
ERV Alberta map.
ERV Alberta map. Okay, excellent. Shall do that. Figure this out one way. Get it get it, you know, find out for sure if it is contaminated or not. Because it's
Absolutely.
it's a beautiful piece of property, I think. Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah.
Any other thoughts, comments, questions?
Oh, I got one. So our property taxes are going down, right?
Yes.
Are they?
Well, my understanding was when the hamlet was when the village became a hamlet, my understanding is the taxes did go down.
They did
Okay.
significantly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just wondering about the 2026 assessment, if it's going to be about the same or down a little bit, up a little bit, or
I suspect it'll be very similar.
yeah, okay, okay.
Autumn?
Yes, Afton here again. Just a idea for the police department and the fire department, um, because we are on a highway and there's lots of traffic as it is. My suggestion, I don't know if it's even able to happen, but would be like the industrial area, so that they wouldn't have to fight with traffic or people walking the little shops and all that on the main road, because it can be quite busy with the four-way stop there. And
Okay. So are you talking the industrial lots that the county owns?
yes,
Okay.
on the east side there. And they will have, they'll need parking for, equipment, and yeah.
Okay.
And then that white area on the northwest side, is that those silly solar panels?
That's what I was wondering about too. That was my next question.
So in the northwest corner of the village there?
Yeah, the white.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that is where the solar power project is being proposed.
Okay.
It still is being, I heard it was kind of overwhelmingly not approved. Well, uh, I don't know if that was an official vote or not, but I thought, I'm pretty sure there's quite a bit of blowback opposition with regards to that solar panel. But is it, they're going to throw another proposal at it and kind of
It
keep going ahead with it, or trying to get a
it's
go on it?
it's kind of on hold right now. From what I understand, the AUC is requiring them to pay their reclamation fees up front instead of per a portion of it per year like what they wanted. So
Right.
they have to come up with that large sum of money before they can begin.
Okay.
So it's on hold right now. For how long, I don't know, but
Right.
it could take some time.
Okay. Okay.
On something kind of similar, but based on what's happening in Olds right now, I wouldn't mind documenting my opposition to any data centers within the yellow line.
Okay.
We don't need that.
What do you mean as far as data centers? Like,
Did you hear about the two proposed? And I think one is supposed to start construction
oh
this
no,
year
I didn't
in
hear.
Olds.
Is that like
Yeah,
Utah
it's
hours? Like, or like I
AI for AI
gotcha. That's
companies. Yeah.
gotcha.
AI, Bitcoin mining, all of those things. Okay.
Yeah, I'm opposed to that too.
Me three. Yeah.
Um, just going back to that property, let's just say hypothetically that the solar project doesn't go through. What are some things that you guys foresee would be a fit up there?
I like the field.
So remain as green space community amenity.
I
Yeah.
like that opportunity just in case we find that the one south of the hub and school becomes too tight.
How big is that piece of land?
I believe it's about 80 acres.
Yeah.
I could be wrong though.
And the county, who exactly does the hamlet own it then, or does Clearwater? Or I guess now does Clearwater? Who actually owns that piece now? Is
That is privately owned land.
it is privately owned? That's what I believe. I think I know who it is too. Yeah, yeah. So I guess if it's privately owned, and if there was a proposal to put something in there that everybody agreed upon, hopefully green space related, would the Clearwater County then buy out the landowner for that 80 acres and proceed with whatever project, if a project was put on the slate? Is that kind of how it would work?
If it was for something, say a recreational project or something like
Sure.
that I could see the county purchasing for. If it was to just simply remain agricultural land, I don't believe the county would be interested in purchasing that, but never say never. That would be a council decision.
Right. Right.
It
Okay.
would be it would be very interesting if the county had its own community pastures for county members. I think that could be quite innovative.
Right.
And it could provide some long-term employment opportunities for some of our local folks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cowboys checking it regularly.
Missile launcher, what's this? What's actually
Okay. Other thoughts that you guys would like to see for future?
Just keeping it the Western theme and what it is. I think that's critical and important to consider with any projects moving forward. That's for sure. I mean, it's very unique as it is, and I think most people like that. And I guess it's just be careful. We just have to be very careful as to what we're proposing here, and I don't know, just don't want to get too big, I guess.
Okay. No, that's a good comment.
Yeah, because we've seen even like mentioned earlier, olds or I don't know anywhere. The growth is it's happening, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I mean, that's growth to control growth is a good thing, and it's vibrant and keeps employment going. But yeah, just I guess one step forward, two steps back. I guess just make sure we're uh, yeah, just doing it properly and keeping that Western theme in mind, I guess, as well.
Yeah. Okay.
I definitely support what Jay just said.
Okay.
We are, we moved here. We didn't grow up here. And there is such a tight community here. It is multiple generations. And you'd hope that the development, however it's done, keeps that in mind so that future generations will still want to stay here because that is just so special and significant.
Absolutely, and that is the charm of such a small community, and that's why we chose to be in a small small community, and to get away from the hustle and bustle, and that's the premise of us being here, I guess, for the most part.
Yeah. No,
Well, and I
absolutely.
mean, we don't all live there, right? I don't live in the town of Caroline, but it is critical to all of the community activities that we do, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
agree.
I agree with that as well, keeping it as rural as possible. And I don't
Yeah,
know if there's the ability to like cap the population,
yeah,
but
right. Well, it is going to be interesting moving forward, as we were talking earlier about, the explosion of Alberta, the population in the whole province, it's exploding. And I don't know. I don't really see that slowing down with, especially with the way well, don't get me going on federal politics, but the way the immigration, um, is in Canada. I mean, to my understanding is I don't quite understand that the federal government has been letting in, millions of migrants every year, and they've been dictating where these migrants go, whether it's Toronto or Edmonton or Montreal or Calgary or Vancouver. To my understanding, that should be a provincial jurisdiction, and each province should determine how much or how many immigrants they're going to let in um, per year. And it's not that way right now. We've been kind of, bamboozled with the federal government, and they've kind of controlled it all and decided where these people go. So, am I on the right track there, Dawson? I'm not a politician. I'm just going on what I've heard. Is there any truth to that, or do you know yourself?
I'm not sure. I tend to avoid federal politics.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, unfortunately, my understanding is that that is all controlled by the federal government.
right. But yeah, yeah, it is controlled. But I heard that it's actually not the federal government's jurisdiction. It's each province is responsible for its own immigration, who they let in, and or not who they let in, but how many people they let in, based on the housing and employment, and make it a balanced match. And it's pretty obvious we're not a balanced system right now regarding that. But anyways, that's a little off topic.
Yeah, that would be a good question to talk to your MLA about.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think it'll be important to allow for opportunities, especially like when we say they're community amenity areas, they actually are opportunities for buildings that bring tourism, right? That
Yes.
bring events, ability for the community to fundraise for its own infrastructure. That helps reduce the need to increase taxes, right? And Caroline is so pro volunteering.
Hmm.
Afton knows too, right? Um, so I hope that those sorts of ideas will be supported because they might seem like an investment initially, but they're long term. Um, they produce lots of beneficial and reinvestments into the community in the long term, right?
Absolutely.
And yeah, then so it's not about, I don't think Caroline or anybody who relies on Caroline as their hub. We don't need fancy storefronts or anything like that that would cost the county any type of grant program, anything like that, that's going to require more expansion for more tax base, right? I think if we all want it to stay feeling rural, it can stay simple, nothing needs to be fancy. Just whatever will keep the community tied together, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. No, that's a good comment.
It, I don't know exactly what grant programs there are, but just say if I had a business proposal um, on my private land, would there? I mean, I'm sure there's a million factors, but is it possible that the county would um, possibly do some subsidy regarding a new business
We've
venture?
we've heard that question a few times since starting this, and that's something that we can get our economic development officer and to look into for initiatives and kind of work with council on that.
Right. Okay. So
I,
I do have a good idea. It's something that Caroline is missing, and I don't know if I'd want to do it because I love my peace and tranquility, but at the same time, depending on what involvement the county might have, it's a possibility that I may consider. You know, if the stars all lined up on it, it's actually a laundromat
And a car wash.
and a car wash. Exactly.
We've heard the car wash thing a lot this last week. It's
Have you?
I've been at the county since 2014, and I don't know how many times I've heard people interested in starting up car washes in the Caroline area.
Interesting.
It's certainly something that is needed.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think a laundromat is too because
Absolutely.
you know we've got the hotel. I forget the name of it, the west one there, and they've converted all the units into rental places, and there's nowhere for those people to wash their clothes. And I don't know, it is the other hotel. It's next by the Chinese restaurant. Is are they doing the same thing there? Or I noticed there's some construction going. Is that going on? Are they looking at doing the same thing to that hotel, the Gateway, I believe, as well?
Dawson, I think you're more familiar than I am with that one.
They have started the process for to go into like a micro suite. I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know all the details. I don't know how far in they are or whatnot. One of the other development officers has kind of been working with that property.
but as far as you know, that's kind of the proposed plan and idea. Kind of have those same as the other hotel, the micro suites as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, a laundromat.
One thing that I know is probably in the process environmentally, but developing south of the school there, close to the Raven River and all that. I don't know how close a person would get to start affecting the important waterways around here. That was another thing I wanted to mention.
So the lagoons are down there, and there's actually plans in the work to upgrade those and make them more environmentally friendly. So I don't think development would go any further than them, but Public Works is working with an engineer and they have been dealing with Alberta Environment about that.
Yeah. You're not the first person to mention and bring up concerns about protecting the Raven, but we'll certainly note that again.
Thank you. And if
I need-
the
I just need to jump off, guys, but thank you so much for hearing us out and providing this extra opportunity because I wasn't able to go in person.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? Thank you again. I mean, I think out of all the virtual open houses that we've hosted, this is one of the best attended. So thank you.
Okay. Okay, take care. Bye.
Autumn?
sorry, the audio cut out.
Oh, yeah. Did you have anything else to add?
How much did you hear? I was thinking, I just mentioned if the fire department went to the industrial area on the east, then the library could expand that wonderful, wonderful library.
Okay. I did not hear any of that, but we will add that.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, one quick question. Where the village office used to be, is who's in there? I haven't been there since last year. Back, oh God, it was even last spring, since May.
So
How's that working now that Clearwater's taken over the hamlet? What's the usage, and how does that work with the old village building there?
there is staff still in there, county staff. I believe that office is open to anyone from Caroline to go in and talk to municipal staff. Is it 2 days a week, Dawson, or 3 days a week?
I believe it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's Sandy and Rhonda, the same people that were
Oh,
there
it's the
before.
same. Okay, yeah,
Um, they're there to help you. I believe you can go in and pay your utility bills and whatnot there.
and
And
property
then
taxes, whatever. Hmm.
yeah, and then there is additional staff from the main office in Rocky that go out 1 or 2 days a week as well. And they work alongside with the other ladies in there.
Would that be the same? They'd go out and work alongside the Sandy, and that would that still be on like Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, or would that be
Yeah,
like, yeah? So
yeah,
it's the
they're
same
all
hours as it's always been, basically. Then, yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good to know. Yeah. Excellent.
And if there's something that they can't answer, they're pretty quick to get us to help out. So,
Yeah. No, it's every time I've called, inquire about a question, the staff's been it's been a good experience. Absolutely. They're quick to get on the phone and really attentive, and yeah, it's been very positive.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
All right. Any last comments that anyone has? Questions?
No, I think I'm good for now. I'm sure I'll have
All right.
more as we go forward, but yeah, that's been an excellent. I'm very happy we got our own personalized meeting. So
Absolutely. If anyone thinks of anything, outside of this meeting that they didn't speak of, please don't hesitate to reach out to county staff, myself or Dawson. We'll gladly take any comments or thoughts that you have moving forward, and we'll write them down. Just because it wasn't said in the meeting, certainly doesn't make it any less valuable. So
yeah.
and
don't.
if you guys have any paper copies of the survey you would like to hand in, you can always take them to the office in Caroline and they will get them to us.
Okay. Yeah, I did mine online, but yeah, that's good
Perfect.
to know.
Yeah.
Are we able to get a PDF of this map, or I guess it's available on the website?
This map should be available on the website. If it's not, I will get our communications team to put the PDF maps and the presentation on the website tomorrow.
Excellent. Yeah, I'd also like to say thank you for making this available to the community. It is awesome to have your opinion, regardless of what gets used or not.
Yeah.
Well, it was
Absolutely.
set up really well to give people that couldn't make it during the day when they're working, and they could go at evening, and then you have this virtual. That was nicely done.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if there are no further questions or comments, we'll wrap things up again. Thank you very much for joining. We really appreciate the feedback that we've gotten here tonight and the questions. So, without further ado, I guess we'll close the meeting and let you guys get on with your evening.